It's March the 12th in New Zealand. So we're in autumn now. And it's Firewood Day. Yay! Hard work. And that's the process of turning that into this. And this is why. Because the woodshed is empty. There's a big woodshed and there's another one on the other side through that gap there, same size. Fortunately, the wood we're cutting is not for this winter, 22, it's for next winter, 23. I've got 2 trees fell down the bottom for some time actually, and for various reasons they haven't been cut up. Today's the day. There's a video about cutting firewood. Everything's on board the trolley. My big chainsaw, my MS250. In the bag we've got 2 sets of head muffs, and in there's a bottle of water. Got 1.5 bottles of 2-stroke, a full bottle of chain bar oil, 2 sets of gloves, electric chainsaw for trimming off the little branches, a rag, the chain tightener for the big chainsaw, my foot starter to help me put my foot on the blade when it's cold, well, foot on the handle to hold it down. I invented that. See my other video on chainsaws. The handy trolley makes everything good. 2 sets of muffs, 2 sets of gloves. It's because my wonderful wife helps me. Hardest thing about chainsawing up logs on the ground is your back, actually, so you need a break. Cutting the logs is not actually that hard. Bending over is. So we're going to go down the bottom. In there I've got my ATV and trailer. My ATV is not quite what it sounds like. I've got the key in my pocket. Let's hope it goes. This is my shed, lower shed, below the garden. Some of you might have seen that. So this is my dinky little trailer on the back of my ATV. Now it's not all terrain at all, it's only 2-wheel drive, and it has real troubles if it gets diff slipping. I haven't started it for a couple of months, so let's see. Foot on, full choke on. Good luck, little ATV. So how about that for reliability? Just start it up, ready to go. That is such a useful thing. I had to take it to a guy to get it sorted. The solenoid was gone in the end. He said it was, if not dead, about to die. Had no oil, he reckoned. I don't know, it still goes. The trouble is, if you overfill the oil, it just pours smoke out everywhere. I take it that means the rings are gone. So I managed that. Now we go into the shed to reveal my log splitter, a Kiwi 30T. It's got grunt. Haven't used this for a year probably. So let's hope that starts too. Okay, that's all good to go. Topped it up with gas. Had a bit of an issue where the throttle keeps throttling down when it's vibrating. So I've got some handy tape and rubber bands to make it stay there. Sounds like a permanent fix. The dog doesn't think this is fun activity. I'm going to go down below and start chopping trees, chopping the fallen logs. P.S. I got 2 types of eye protection, which I forgot before. Okay, we're ready to go. Already done those. Got the log over here and more log behind me. Another log over there by the dog. Now, we paused before because the chain got really blunt and it's a special chain, so I got it sorted. Ready to start. I invented this bit of wood. Just holds it down. When it's cold, it takes quite a bit of pulling to get it going. Only when it's cold. And yeah, just makes it stay flat on the ground while you're pulling away at it. Heavy breathing. With a sharp blade, man, that cuts quickly. Cut all that up, and those big boys over there by the stump goes straight through it like a knife through butter. Had a drink. Now I'm going to top up petrol, 2-stroke, and oil. It's always better to fill up the petrol before you run out. It just cancels out any starting issues. Okay. Tree number 1 is sectioned up, all chopped up. That only took 3/4 of an hour with a sharp blade. Man, that cuts through it. Now we're going over here. Tree number 2. It's 10 minutes past 11. I'll time this one. It's a thinner tree though, just as long but thinner. The wife's here now, so it'll go like lightning. So this log's lying on the ground, obviously. So I'm going to mark it, because it's quite a big log. I'm going to mark the sections just with a brief cut as to how I'm going to split it up into sections. Then I'm going to cut through, keeping the blade horizontal to the ground, and cut about 3/4 of the way through, and then to roll it over, and then cut all the way through. You do that because you don't want the tip of the blade going into the ground. I've had the roller on the tip of the blade jam up with bits of gravel, and then you have to take the whole thing apart and then try and get that bit of gravel out. You don't want to do that, and you don't want to blunten your chain by sticking it into soil which might have gravel and everything else in it. So we'll make the cuts, roll it over, and then finish it off. Roll it over. There we go. This whole tree up to the stump with the help of my wife, and let's say dog, has been sectioned right up there to that little tree. It's 12:12. 12:11 when I looked actually. That means it's exactly 1 hour to section up a tree. Not bad actually. That chainsaw is a beast. My MS 250. I'll show you one log here over here. This was bad because we cut through the knot. One should always try to go both sides of the knot. Just worked out this piece, sort of had to go through it. But these are the sort of bits you want in between the knots. Job well done. Now we have to bring down the ATV and the trailer from up there, load it all up and take it to the log splitter. But seeing as how it's 12:12, it's lunchtime. Lunchtime. Hot work in the sun. There was a lot more wood hiding under that blackberry bush than I thought. I haven't finished that bit yet. That's before we even go down the valley. This is gum. Down the valley it's all pine, Pinus radiata. So now I can cart this up the top, my ATV hopefully, and throw it in the woodshed. The log splitter is very good. Yeah, a bit of a change of propulsion there. My old ATV went boom and stopped working. It's turning over, but it won't go. It's 13 horsepower, this is 23. So my John Deere, which I try to reserve for the lawns, will have to do the job. We filled this one yesterday, right to the top. A few boards across the front. Now we've come up with one load already today, and we're starting to fill the second one. Come on, come, get the ball. Starting to rain. Logs are down there in the distance. My helper being exploited. I told her she didn't have to come down and do this, but she came anyway. These are the biggest ones that were at the bottom of the tree. Timing wise, took about an hour to drop the 2 trees at the most, and then we split the 2 trees up into sections yesterday, and that took 3 hours, and then to drag them up on the ATV, etc., and then to split them took about 5 hours probably. So there it is. And that's the end of this video. From the trees, 2 trees down, and cut up and then split into firewood with the log splitter. Whole lot of wood. The other side of this shed, which is the same size, is completely full. Job well done.